Hi friends, Dan here. I haven't put up a video in a while, so I figured I would remedy that situation. And today I want to talk about vinyl record accessories, tips, and tricks that I have learned over the past year or so. I've recently gotten back into records, vinyl albums, and just really kind of going into that. This video is very different from a lot of the videos that I've done in the past. I've done some repair videos, I've done some review videos, but I think what I'm going to do is start branching out and doing a few more music related videos, because if you can't tell behind me, I'm a pretty big music fan, right? So I want to start branching out and doing some of that. So today what I want to do for you is I want to do a video of vinyl accessories and items that I have found that work really well for me. So I'm just going to jump right into it, and I'm going to talk about a little bit of everything. I'm going to talk about record storage, I'm going to talk about record cleaning, just little tips and tricks and stuff like that. And I want to preface it with, when I do things like this, those of you that have watched some of my repair videos, I try to do things on my own. I try to, I'm a little frugal, so I like to try to find cheaper ways of doing things, right? So along with that, I'm just going to jump right into it, and I'm going to start with a few products that I use that I can highly recommend and that have worked really well for me. The first thing is record storage. Obviously, when you put, if you're a collector or you're an enthusiast or an audiophile, you're going to want to put your albums into some type of a protective cover. I have tried a couple, and I have found that these Vinyl Fever outer jackets, these work really, really well for me. I got this pack. It's a 125 pack. These are 12 by 12.75 by 12.75. So 12 and 3/4 inches by 12 and 3/4 inches. Your typical jacket covers, I think, are 12 by 12. I really like these. I used another brand in the past, and they felt more a little bit of a rubbery, and I'm getting a little bit of a shadow, sorry. I got a light here, I'm trying to work on my lighting. The other ones that I had worked well, but I felt that they seemed a little cloudy, and they had more of a rubbery plastic feeling. These have more of a plastic feeling. It's hard to explain. It says that they are high density polypropylene. They're 3 mil, which is kind of the standard. I've seen some out there that are 5 mil, but most of the ones that you're going to get are 3 mil. Now, the reason I like these is they're a little bit bigger. So what's good about that is you can put gatefold albums in them, double albums. I have some. I'll give you an example, because you don't have to buy a different. These work great for single albums. These work great for double gatefold albums. And so I'll give you an example. You don't have to go out and buy special covers. And you can see here, like, they're just really, really clear, which I like. This is just I picked this album. This is the Beatles #1s. It's a big, thick gatefold, and it's got 2 LPs in it. And these vinyl style outer covers work really nicely. They fit right in there and fits both the records and in this big thick. This is one of the thicker gatefolds I have in my collection right now. It fits really well, nice and secure. This is how it's going to fit for your single albums, and I chose this one because I want to plug him a little bit. Actually, I think this might be a gatefold too. Yeah, this is a gatefold, but it's a single album, so it's going to show you a little bit how it fits. I know I'm getting a lot of reflections, but it's very clear, and I think that's what I really like about these. This is Jason Isbell, his Southeastern solo album. Just a plug for him. I saw him a week ago, and it was an amazing concert. So check out Jason Isbell. He's awesome. But the purpose of this is just to show you, on a single album, you're going to have a little bit of leftover here on the sides, that's kind of why I like these, because they are a little bit bigger. Your single albums are not going to fit super snug in here, but your gatefold albums are going to fit snug. So it's just a good kind of one does it all kind of deal. So those are the outer sleeves that I highly recommend. You can get them on Amazon, and I'm going to tell you a little trick about ordering these on Amazon as soon as I show you the inner sleeves. The inner sleeves I like to use the rice paper lined inner sleeves. I used a brand a while back called Collector Protector, and those worked fine. But I've moved on to these, and I like these just a little bit better. These are called Invest in Vinyl. Now these are similar to, if you go to a lot of the audiophile blogs, videos, whatever, a lot of people like the Mobile Fidelity inner sleeves. These are very similar, if not probably the same, but they cost about half the price. This was a 50 pack, and I think I paid 20 something dollars for it. The Mobile Fidelities for a 50 pack are gonna cost you about 50 bucks. So anyway, these sleeves, they've worked well for me. I really like these. I like these rice paper lined sleeves. I use the square bottom ones. They have some that have the round bottoms. I like the square ones. They work fine for me. And I buy them in packs of 50 off of Amazon, and I've had really good luck with them. The thing that I like about them is they definitely help with static electricity on your albums. If you're getting into collecting records, or and you're an enthusiast, even if you're not a collector, if you're an enthusiast and you just want to take the best care of your records, get rid of the paper linings in your records. Those are terrible. They're going to scratch your records up. Get you some nice, some of these nice inner sleeves. They make some without the rice paper. I just like the rice paper ones. They work really well for me. Both of those you can get on Amazon, and I've had great luck with them. I have right now I have a small collection. I've only got about 150 albums, but just spending a lot of time in cleaning my records and just taking good care of them and trying to build my collection. And these two products I stand behind. I've had great luck with them. But the trick is, and this is what I alluded to a minute ago. Okay, these things are kind of a pain the way they're packaged, right? You've got these plastic liners in a plastic bag. They're really floppy, they're kind of unruly. Well, I don't know if you can really tell in this video, but this bag is just really just roughed up, right? So what happens is I ordered these, and Amazon throws them in just a plastic mailer, and they ship them, and they show up at my house, and they've just been, there's no rigidity to it. They're just in this little plastic mailer. So they show up at my house, and the package is just beat to hell. And you know, some of the actual record sleeves, you know, they have wrinkles in them. They're kind of creased or whatever, which not a huge deal, but it's just annoying that they would throw this floppy package into one of those, you know, plastic mailers and just throw it in your mailbox. So here's the trick. If you have a couple of items that you want to order from Amazon, throw those guys on your order, especially if you think it's an order that's going to come in a box. And that's what I did the last time I ordered these inner sleeves. I had a couple of other items that I wanted to order, and so what I did is I threw these onto that order, and I got them shipped together, and when they shipped them to me, they were all shipped in a box with bubble wrap and all that kind of stuff. So that's the trick. If you're going to order those, wait till you're going to order something that you think is going to come in a box and throw those in the order, and make sure they're shipped together, because sometimes you can have stuff shipped separately. So just a little trick for you that I learned kind of the hard way, because if you have one of these shipped on its own, they're going to get beat up. Okay, moving along. That's your outer and inner record sleeves. I highly recommend both of those because they have served me very well. Next thing, I just recently bought, I did a lot of research and hemmed and hawed. I have a Audio Technica LP120 turntable. You can see it behind me. It's considered an entry-level turntable. I am not an audiophile by any means. I am a music enthusiast, but I appreciate good quality and good sound. And this record player, this turntable, I think is an excellent turntable. Go on YouTube, go wherever. You're going to see reviews, entry-level turntables. LP120 is always on those lists. And eventually, will I upgrade? Yes, I probably will. But right now, it's a great turntable. I really enjoy it. One thing I wanted to do, though, is I wanted to upgrade the slip mat or the turntable mat. It comes with a felt mat, and it's okay. I've had this turntable for a little over a year. I had the felt mat on it. But I just wanted to kind of just try something different. I've read, oh, you can go on forever and research about felt mats and cork mats and rubber mats and bamboo mats, and there's a million out there. What I ended up going with, I had read reviews about cork mats, and some of the reviews I read talked about you get some cork dust on your records and whatever. What I found on Amazon here, once again, for $20, I got this Cork and Rubber. It's a Pro Spin, that's the brand. Cork and Rubber Mat. I spent 20 bucks on it, and honestly, there were no reviews on Amazon. I was shocked. I don't think I've ever looked at a product on Amazon that did not have a review, and that usually makes me a little hesitant, but 20 bucks, I like the look of it. I figured I'd take a chance because cork rubber mixed, I think having the cork rubber mixed, you takes a little bit of that dust out of the cork. And I'll tell you, I've had it on my turntable now for about a month or so, and I'm very happy with it. It fit perfectly. It's the same thickness as the felt mat on my, that came with my turntable. It's I think it's a 3 millimeter. And it's the same thickness, which is great. You don't have to adjust your tone arm for the force on your tone arm, which makes it really easy. You just swap it out. And I'm gonna come over here and get you a little, I'm gonna take this off real quick, and I'm gonna come over here and get you just a little look of it. And it looks nice. It looks nice. I think it goes really well. So here it is. I'll try to get out of there. There's a little shadow, but yeah. It looks nice. It's cork rubber mix. And yeah. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my turntable, it changed in, because if you read a lot of the reviews, people want to tell you about, oh, it changed the tone, it did this, it did that. I don't want to get in that deep into it sonically. I do think there is some truth to the matter that it maybe gives it a little bit of a more solid sound, the records, but it's not one of these where I put it on and it's night and day difference. Do I think that it has improved the static electricity with the records? Yes, I do. I think it has reduced some of the static electricity, the felt mat on there, but it just feels more solid. I think that's what I like about it. The Audio Technica LP120 is a direct drive motor, so it's got the motor right under the platter. So a lot of people talk about the direct drive motors. You get some of that resonance from the motor. Maybe this rubber cork deadens some of that. I do hear a difference, but I'm not going to go into, oh, it's like higher highs, lower lows, warmer this, warmer that. I do feel like it's a good upgrade. And for $20, I figured I'd roll the dice and see how it worked. And it's worked out really nicely, and I like it. So I highly recommend it. There are no reviews on Amazon. I probably should go out there and put a review out there. The only thing that I will say is it says here there is a record label recess in the center, and on the picture it shows that there's like maybe some kind of cutout or something. There's not. It's flat. The thing is just flat all the way across. There's no recess. Is that a problem? Not a problem at all. My felt turntable mat did not have any type of a recess on it, so it's fine. The records sit on there really nicely. They play really nicely, and it sounds great. I'm really happy with it. So, moving along. Cleaning products. I am going through my list here. Cleaning products. How do I clean my records? Now, I inherited a box of old records from my father when he passed away. And one of the things that I wanted to do is get them nice and clean before I put them on my new turntable. And so I watched a lot of videos, looked at a lot of stuff out there on how to clean your records. I have finally come through a little bit of trial and error to a process that I think works really well. I'm really happy with. I highly recommend it. So I want to share a couple of those things with you real quick. First of all, we'll go back to cleaning. As far as cleaning, we'll talk about the turntable itself. This is kind of a crazy little tip that I learned. If you go online, you're going to see all kind of things about how to clean the needle or the stylus on your turntable. They sell gel products, they sell brushes. I used a brush for a little while. And then I saw somewhere, I think in a Reddit forum, where someone talked about Mr. Clean pads. And no kidding, that's what I have settled on. Go to the store, get you the basic Mr. Clean pads, the cleaning pads. They come in little rectangles and they're foamy. Go to the store, get you one of those, cut you a little cube, and use this to clean your stylus on your turntable. These work great. All you do, take the tone arm, take your stylus, you hold it there, dip it into the Mr. Clean pad, dry, don't wet it, just dry. Just dip it into the Mr. Clean pad and it works great. It'll clean your stylus, it'll get the dust, get all whatever, if you got any lint or anything on it, works fantastic. Dirt cheap. I told you, I'm frugal, I'm all about, big bang for your buck. Go get some Mr. Clean pads, put a couple of these by your turntable and just push, you don't even have to push it, just let it rest into the thing. These work great, very happy with them, great tip. The other thing too, go find you a carbon brush. This is a carbon, and this is the same brand that my outer record sleeves come with. Brand doesn't matter, it's just a vinyl carbon brush, vinyl record cleaner. Before you play your records, you put them on the turntable, start your turntable. Just set this on the turntable, let it go a round or two. It'll get the dust particles that have collected and also help take some of the static electricity out of your records, which will reduce the popping and clicking and things like that. Okay, cleaning products. This is another one. I talked about how I had a lot of old records. I have been going and buying thrift store, record store, going and digging. Some of the music I listen to is older music, and so I go and get these records from the 60s and 70s, and a lot of times they just need a really good cleaning. So I have settled on a good cleaning routine, which I am probably going to do another video of, but I'm going to talk about right now a couple of the products that you can buy that will help you in your cleaning. I have settled on the vinyl vac. Now, this is basically just a piece of PVC pipe, right? It has a hole here, so you can put on a record spindle. It has a slit in it right here, and on either side, it's got this felt material. What you do is you slip this on the end of, and you can look back there, you can see I have a little shop vac, a very small shop vac. It comes with a rubber O-ring you put around your shop vac, you stick it on there. So when you clean your record, then you put this on top of the spindle and then you spin your record under this and it sucks all of the liquid and all the dirt and debris and all that stuff that you just cleaned off your record. So could I have built one of these? Yes, I could have built one of these very easily. I could have gone to the hardware store and got a piece of PVC. I could have glued it together. I could have drilled a hole here. I could have cut a hole here. I could have gone and bought all that. But that's the problem. Yeah, it would have taken me a little bit of effort to do this, to do that. If you're motivated enough to do it, there's a lot of things that I will build myself, fix myself, create myself. But this is one of those things. I think I paid 30 bucks for this. Well worth the time that it would have taken me to drive to get all the parts, come back and put it together. Can you build this thing cheaper? Absolutely. You can probably build one of these for less than 10 bucks. However, like I said, 30 bucks worth my time. Highly recommend it. Works fantastic. Along with that, I don't have the bottle anymore, but Vinyl Vac sells a cleaning solution. You can buy it on its own. I don't have the bottle anymore. I threw it out. It comes in a small bottle, and it's a 2-ounce bottle, and this is the little brochure. But anyway, they sell this cleaning solution. I highly recommend this cleaning solution. I bought a bottle of it, and You mix it in a gallon of water, distilled water. You buy a gallon of distilled water, you dump the thing in there, swish it up, and that's what I used to clean my records with. And it lasts a long time. And the good thing about a lot of people, you go online and you'll see people use Dawn dishwashing detergent, alcohol, but then there's other people who say, no, don't put alcohol in your records, whatever. This stuff says it's alcohol free. But what's important is you need something that has a surfactant in it. And a surfactant is going to help the liquid soak into the grooves of the record. Because if you just drop water on a vinyl record, it's going to beat up like wax on your car. It's going to beat up. And it's very hard to get that liquid into the grooves of the record to clean it. So this stuff has a surfactant in it, and so when you put it on the record, it immediately spreads out and gets into the grooves, and that's what you want. So whether you choose that cleaner or another cleaner, or you make your own cleaner, I highly recommend you either find something or you buy a surfactant that you can put in there. Can you make your own? Yes, you can make your own, but I looked at buying bottles of surfactant, and it's expensive. So getting this 2-ounce bottle of this vinyl vac cleaner, mixing it with a gallon of distilled water works great. I use that to clean, and I use regular distilled water to rinse. And after I scrub the record, I vacuum the liquid off with this vinyl vac, and it works great. So what do I scrub the records with? A paint edger. You can get one of these at a hardware store for about $5. And it has this pad on the other side. And it's a very, very fine, bristled pad. It's really, really soft. And this is what I use to scrub my records with. When I put the solution on there, I put them on a Lazy Susan. I just went and bought a cheap Lazy Susan. Put them on the Lazy Susan, and then just go around. You can spin the record under it. But you scrub in the direction of the grooves. Obviously, you don't want to scrub across, but this is a soft brush, and it'll get down into those grooves. It's very, very fine fibers on there. It'll get into those grooves, and you can scrub your record with this brush. Won't scratch them, won't hurt your records. I have cleaned a bunch of records with this brush. I have seen people on YouTube videos using fingernail brushes and things that kind of freaked me out a little bit because I felt like they might have been a little harsh. But vinyl records are actually a little tougher than you would think they are, as long as you stay with the grooves. So anyway, you can go get one of these for about $5 at a hardware store. It's a paint edger. It's meant to paint up against trim. And then you can buy the replacement pads for a couple of bucks. These things work great. I highly, highly recommend them. And I use this method to clean my Analog Productions UHQR Miles Davis kind of blue album, and it worked fine. So if I was willing to do that on such a nice record, it works. Trust me, it works real well. So that's pretty much all of the accessories that I use that I recommend. We've covered the inner and outer sleeves. We covered the cleaning stuff. We covered the turntable mat. And like I said, I'm going to do another video probably on my cleaning procedure and just show exactly how I do it. The last thing I want to do before I close out this video, because it is getting a little long, and you can see them in the background, I want to talk about storage, record storage. Now, if you go onto a lot of vinyl enthusiast sites, record enthusiast sites, whatever, they're going to talk about these IKEA Kallax shelves. And they're perfect for storing records. The problem is a lot of places don't have IKEA, and so then you may have to order them and have them shipped, and you get into a lot of that and a lot of expense there. Well, I have found, and others in the vinyl community have also found, there's almost an identical shelf made by the Better Homes and Gardens brand, and Walmart carries them. You can order them online from Walmart, or if you're fortunate enough, your Walmart might keep them in stock. I am fortunate enough that my Walmart keeps these 4x4 shelves in stock. I think I paid $40 for a 4x4 block shelf. And these are perfect for record storage. And as you can see, not only am I storing my records on them, but I have my turntable, my receiver, and my speakers sitting on them right now. They work perfectly. The records fit in there with just a little bit on the top, and you have about 1.5 to maybe 2 inches. You can push them back. The only thing what I would recommend, and I have this piece of wood sitting here to show, the only thing I would recommend with these shelves is they're smooth shelves and they're open back. So when you put your albums in, especially when you start getting a few albums like you can see here, when you're pushing your albums in and out, the albums are going to want to slide out the back. And so it's kind of hard to keep them all flush, right? So what I did, go get a piece of 1x2 board, just really cheap 1x2 board. You can buy these in like 8-foot strips for $1 or $2. I cut these to the width of the shelves. I shot them with a little bit of dark paint so they kind of blend in. You can't even really see them. And then I just tacked them to the back of the shelves on the bottom. So now when I push all my records in, they all push in, same distance in. They're all nice and flush, and they look great. And you don't have to worry about pushing your records out the back of your shelves. So just a little trick, super, super easy. You can wood glue these things on, or you can just tack them. I have a pneumatic nail gun that I just tacked them in there, and they work great. As you can see, I've got my records in there, and they all, fit nice and flush. And you can put them wherever you want. If you want your records fitting up to the front, you want them recessed a little bit, you can use this. But you go get you a piece of 1x2 board, and I think these things are about 13 inches wide. And you just, cut them to that length. It's a little over 13 inches wide, but you cut them to that length, tack them in the back. Like I said, shot mine with a little bit of spray paint. You can't even see their back there, and they're perfect. So anyway, I hope this was helpful to some people because, like I said at the beginning, I try to find ways to do things inexpensively, okay? And instead of buying the name brand or the most expensive, and especially with the record cleaning, there's record cleaning machines out there that cost hundreds of dollars. And so I try to find a cheaper way of doing things, but a way that still works and does a good job. And the things I shared with you today, in my experience, have done a great job. And that's why I'm doing this video, to recommend them to you. So I hope that you found some of this content informative, helpful, and entertaining. I'm going to do another video probably on how I actually clean my records. I'll go through the process, and hopefully that'll help some folks out. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close for now. Thanks for watching. If you stuck with me for this long, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel. I don't make any money off of any of these products. I don't have enough subscribers. None of this is sponsored. These are things that I use and I recommend. So if you have any questions, feel free, ask a question. I do my best to answer, the questions that people ask on my videos. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. All right, bye.